And in this episode, what I'm going to do is pick up all the parts, and when you put them together, you create the car, and then the car drives off, just like this. Here's my reckoning with this one. I'm going to export these layers as separate images. Then I'm going to create a prefab that has the entire car image in one, and then when we collide with them, we're going to add the objects that the player places and then show them. So when they first see the car, it's going to have this layout, so it's just going to have these pieces here, as if it's partially done. And let's say they add the front wing, then we just turn this image on here. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it without like trying to figure out placements and things like that, is basically just hard code it into this single image. So I'm going to go ahead and export these as layers, and then we'll probably have to create another entry in our level data that maps the layer with the object, or we'll need to do something anyway when we drop it in there, or maybe even just because we know the layer ID. Sorry, we know the object ID, so we will be able to determine which one to turn off and on. But I think we're going to also have to tell it which prefab to use, and I think that's inside one of the scriptable objects. Anyway, I'm going to export these objects, these images, as separate layers. I'll create a new folder for them in Unity, and we will start creating the prefab from there. Okay, so now I've got those pieces out there. I don't need the background piece because I'm not going to use it, but I do need these pieces here. So I'm going to make sure that they are all one tight, and then they are point, no filter. They are single images, and I'm going to click on apply, and I think that's all I need to do for that. For each one of these though, we're going to have to change the material on them, but that's inconsequential. So I'm going to add this one here. Oh, sorry, actually the first thing I need to do though is for each one of these, hold on, pivot is going to be top left, so I can change that in all of these. So I can change that to top left, and then apply. Okay, so now if I drag this into here, we'll call this car 1, and we're going to start adding the objects, the child objects to it, and then place them where they should be. So let's start with the back wheel, which is probably the easiest one. So I'll call that back wheel, and it is along here, and it is down to about here. Let's zoom in a wee bit. There we go, just make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Yeah, okay, so that is 38. And let's make that a nice even scale, so let's make it 4. Okay, and that is -12. Okay. Then let's do the back window. Oh yeah, of course, because that's probably... Oh, that's not good. Okay, maybe we should have kept up that other one, because that's going to put us in the wrong place for this here. So it needs to be the topmost part of this. So what we're gonna have to do is, instead of that, damn it, yeah, these things are sent to tries. Okay, so create empty, and we'll call this one car1. And then the topmost one of this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pixels down on the y-axis. So we're going to grab that in there, and then 0, 0, 0, and this is going to be 0, 0, 0 as well. Okay, and then this one is going to be -5. Okay, and then our back window. So if we grab our back window, I'll rename these in just a sec. There you go, that's it now at the top most of that. But is that gonna be enough for us? Where are we? Where's the back window? Back window. Okay, so the back window is at the top. Okay, that's fine. So now we know that that's going to be at the top. That's basically our 0, 0. So it's going to align well with it. And then we got our back wheel. Sorry, that's going to be 30. And then the back wheel is this one here. So that's going to be probably 30 again. 30. So 38, and then -12. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And then our front window is going to be put into here, which is 14. Looks good. And then the front. What happened there? That there. Drag that to there, so that's going to be 14. And that's going to be -12. -11. There we go. And then the front fender. Is there. Oh, that's not so good. We're going to bring that in as well, haven't we? So our car has got to come in a little bit, so it's in 2 just now. Okay, so we need to move that in by 2. So that's going to be brought in by 2. And our front wing is -2, -12, -11 even. That looks really funky compared to that, but it is the right thing. Then we got our front wheel here, which is going to be a long bit and then down a bit. So that's going to be 4. Alright, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. And I think that's about right actually. So that'd be -18. 17. That looks good. And then what else we got? That's it, I think. That's everything for the car. Yeah. Okay, so if we turn off all of these objects, then we get back to our original one, and then we start turning them on one by one, then that gives us our car there, which looks really janky when you put it at 1 point whatever it is scale. This is 1.3 scale. I don't know why it's not resetting that. But there's the car there. And that looks good. Now the top of it is this point here, so that should fit in the correct place. So the next thing we need to do is we need to have a controller that then we can manipulate things off and on. So we need to match these car parts with our parts here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a script now inside mobs, and it's a terrible name again for this, but we'll call this one hoist car. And hoist car, we'll drag this out onto hoist car in just a second once Unity does all that kind of stuff. And then we'll add our child objects to it. Right, so our child objects are private object parts. Where did I write? Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, and then we'll do public accept part index, and then we'll say parts index. Let's clamp it to parts.length just in case, and we'll set that to be true, and that'll turn on whatever part we've got there. So we've got hoist car there, and then what else? Now we need to turn on the various parts. So our initial part we don't need to worry about, it's just these ones here. So we'll turn them all off just now so that we know they're all off. And then we need to copy the exact same ones that we have. So we have collectibles here. So collectible 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we need to match these to the ones over there. So I'm going to take a note of these and then we'll match them up. Right. So go back to our car, and then the parts. The parts list is empty, so we need to fill that in here. So we need to add our windscreen, our door, the front wing. What else we got? Front wing, back window, the wheel, and the rear wheel. Where's the back wheel? There we go, back wheel. Alright, and now in our, where do we have it? We have prefabs, mobs, hoist drop off. There we go. So there's our hoist drop off. So inside our hoist drop off, we need to, do we not have, oh, it's on trigger enter, isn't it? Okay, so on trigger enter we need to add the car to the scene. Okay, so let's do that just now. So in our where is it? Prefabs? No. Maps. Collectibles. Level 1. So there's a level 1 there. Collectibles. So inside our collectibles we'll add the car list to it. So this is our collectibles asset. Where do we get to this? How do we get to the collectibles? Let me consult the code. So inside our level builder, oh yeah, I know how we do it. Okay, so we get it through this here. This is our collectibles list. So if we go into here, we'll add our palette index, and then we'll say public game object car prefab. And where are we? Okay, into here, and then we go into our prefabs. No, again, go into our maps, and then collectibles. And then for our car prefab, what we want to do is go to prefabs, and then we have car 1. Let's create a folder here called cars. And we'll drag and drop car 1. And then drag that over to there, and now we have a matchup between the car and the sprites. So the hoist prefab, that's brought in from here, the hoist drop off. Okay, so we can use the hoist drop off to determine where to place the car prefab. So inside our level builder, we have our instances of things. So we have our hoist drop off instance, and then we have our game object. Actually, let's call that car. It's a hoist car. Hoist car instance. And create describe room, create collectibles. So inside our collectibles, this is where we'll create our car as well. So we'll say hoist car instance equals new, and then it's gonna be instantiate collectibles list, and then it's current level car prefab. Oh, right enough. Sorry, that's my bad. I need to change that to hoist car, that's why. Collectibles list, let's change that back to hoist car prefab. Okay, and now that'll be right. We'll probably reset, knowing my luck, it'll probably reset the actual value there, but that's fine. Now, where do we use this? Where are we? There's a collectibles list. Where is this getting used? This is used twice. It is used current collectibles is that. Okay, so where's that used? That is used there. Make collectible, okay. Current collectibles is that. And then ink is whatever the palette index is. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So that's brought in from there. Where's the hoist getting created though? Sorry, that's the thing I meant to check. Oh yeah, I need to figure that one out as well. That is being used. Okay, that gets created there. Okay, so that's fine. So if we go to create collectibles, and then we can say hoist car instance dot transform dot parent equals transform, and then let's see where that lands. Hopefully it lands in the right place, and we just get to see the car there, and if not, we might have to move it down My feeling is we'll probably have to end up moving it down some value. So we go into here and invalid cast exception. It's not valid. What's not valid? 268. 268. Yeah, it doesn't like car prefab. Hoist car instance. Hoist car. Hoist car. Okay. So let's go back into maps, collectibles. Get rid of that. And then let's just drag it back in. See if it likes that. Yeah, there's hoist car. It knows what hoist car is. Okay. I've got a funny feeling this we ran into this before and it was a simple mistake, as usual. Well, oh, there we go. So it's up there, which is not where we want it to be. So where is hold on. Where's the hoist drop off? Hoist drop off is there. So why is the car way over there? Where is the car? Hoist drop off, car clone. Minus 128, 100. So what if we make it 0, 0? Oh, because it's in the middle. So we do have to do an offset of it. So we need to make it, so it is, I think it's 64 long, so make it minus 32. There you go. And make it 8. Okay, minus 32, 8. Right. So we could do this all in a oneer. And we can see that there. Travel instance dot transform dot local position equals u vector 2. That's going to be minus 32, 8. Okay. But it doesn't know the color of the car, which is why it's going to be white. So we need to tell. We need to paint the color of the car for that particular. Yeah, see, that's that there. Okay, so we need to tell it to paint it. We're still getting that one up there. Why are we getting that one there? Why is that still? What is that? Car. Oh, because car 1's there. That's why. Okay, let's get rid of car. This is an easy fix. There you go. Let's fix that. We just delete car 1 because we don't need it in the scene, which is probably what was causing the confusion anyway. Okay, so we need to paint. We need to paint the car now. I think we're gonna have to put that in here. So create colors for the hoist car. If is warehouse. If not in warehouse, we want to paint the colors of the car. So for actually it's going to be wherever the hoist is minus that value. So it's going to be start object start position equals new vector 2 minus 32 8 plus hoist drop off transform position. Okay. Yeah. means you can't add these two together because that would be silly. Okay, so that's the start position, and then what we want to do is we want to get that into our I'm going to divide that by 8, and that gets us our starting x and y coordinate into the index. So now we're going to say 4 int y y0 y less than 4 y plus plus our x is x equals 0, x less than 8, x plus plus, index equals, and then it's gonna be object start position plus y times 32 plus x. Oh, yeah, okay. No, hold on. No, the start position is going to be var start position equals object start position dot y times 32 plus x. Okay, so then it's going to be starting position plus that plus that plus that, and then it's going to be static int colors index equals, and then it's collectibles list current level. Actually, is it current level? I think it's just current level, isn't it? Current collectibles dot ink palette index. That's the one. And then it's going to be palette. That there. Okay. Why is it not like int? Oh, okay. And that should paint the town the color we want it to. Except it's going to be... Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. I think it's fine. I should have come up with a general algorithm and then put that in a function somewhere. Oh, that is not good. Oh dear, dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is a bug. It did not like that at all. 242. Oh dear. Why don't I just copy this? So index is that plus y. Int group. Oh my god, what have I done here? What is going on? Int group, oh right, okay, yeah, okay. Int group is that, okay, that's the index into that, and then there's like a minus 49 because that's the palette in the tiled editor, and then, okay, it's a whole big thing. Right, how do I get it to do the ladders and the doors and things like that? So the ladders and the doors and all that kind of stuff, those are all set by particular values. So hold on, why don't I just set it to be whatever the value is then? So if The character block is that. Alright, let me take this offline. I'm wasting too much time in this. Is 1 second. First one was a little bit easy because... Oh wait, no, that's why. No, that's right. My negative 32 is fine. So the problem is that the negative y creeps into it when we're dealing with the screen position. We obviously can't have negative y, so when I make this absolute, it then works out better for us when we're working with indices into an array. So that fixed that. Next step is it's not quite working the way that it should be working. And I'll show you what I mean. It's coloring the wrong part of the screen, so it doesn't crash anymore, but it's coloring this part of the screen over here, and that's not right, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, bit of a change of plan. I think what I'm going to do instead is, instead of having it as part of this offset, I'm actually going to I don't want to have it as that transform there. So what I'm going to do is transform.position equals, and then it's going to be 96 pixels along and 80 pixels down, and that's going to get us the perfect position for the car hoist. So if I stop that and run it, the car hoist should be exactly the same place. Fingers crossed, and it's a little bit too high. It's way too high. Oh, because, and that's going to be minus screen top offset. Oh, sorry, plus screen top offset, because that's negative, isn't it? Yep. Okay. So that should drop us down the 2 lines, the 2 rows of 2 character rows, I should say, which is 16 pixels that we need, and then that gets us to there, which is perfect. Okay, and then that should make this a little bit easier for the colors. So if I go to where we're doing the colors, which is here, this bit here, we know exactly where the positions are. So the position is the start position index is going to be 96 pixels in plus 10 pixels down. So that is 10 times play count, play screen column count plus and it's 12 characters in. So we don't need that, and we take that there, add that to that, and then that should mark it all as blue. And it makes the math easier. Okay, there we go. So it's still not 100% blue. Still not 100% blue. My guess is it's probably too high. So that was. Let's see how far it goes down. Because this should cover the gantry if it is too high. It's not. Oh, it's too high up there. Ah, it's going the other direction. Aha. Do we go backwards in this? Is this a backwards thing again? I thought we'd. miss that? Because it should be 4. I can't remember. It's been so long since we started doing this, and the math is like real tricky. Not the math, but the arithmetic part of it. And why is that there? Oh, that's not good. That shouldn't be there. Okay, we'll need to fix that as well. Yeah, there's something not quite right here. Okay, let me take another look. Maybe I was onto something in this row. So new index is that. Okay, so if I bring this down here, it's going to be that. So it's going to be object start position plus that. So new index is going to be that. And profit, I guess, maybe. We'll see what happens. And let's go into the next room. Okay, well that didn't work. Okay, I did notice one thing. X should be 8 and Y should be 4. Because if I go back to our one here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 64 pixels across, which is 8 characters across. So that's one mistake. The other mistake is not understanding how the index value is into the array of colors, and it's working, but unfortunately I can't debug what values those are. Actually, no, I can, because what I can do is I can say current collectibles dot palette index +1, so I can change the value to being +1. So that means it should go to yellow because it's cyan, and then that should give us an indication of where we're going wrong. Alright, it's exactly what I thought it was, which is it's not adding the offset. So if we add the offset, for the Y, plus 12, and we need to add that there. So it's going to be 12 down plus 12. So it's 12 rows down, 12 columns across. And that should fix the problem. Sometimes it's knowing when to debug, or knowing how to debug, or how to visually show where the data is coming from, that you can figure things out. So obviously that is wrong. It's going far too far up. So what we need to do is we need to make it go down. So instead of that, it's going to be 8 because it was originally 10. So it's oh yeah, I remember this now because it's actually 2 rows. Okay, so it's 10 rows down, 10 columns across, 12 columns across. But we are 2 rows from the top anyway, so it's actually 8 from the perspective of the playfield. Hope that makes sense. So basically, because we've got two rows at the top, we don't need the 2. We need to subtract those 2. It's essentially Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's the Staff of Ra. So there we go. So we've got that value there. So that's good. So let's bring this back to zeros. And now when we interact with the drop-off instance, we need to tell it that we have added things. So that is inside our we need to tell it where to find that. So if we go to our game controller, I think doesn't do anything, does it? It's inside Wally, isn't it? Where's Wally? Wally Mob. Okay. So if we go to our hoist drop off, okay, so increment the current, so blah blah blah, drop the current object off, so that is there. Game controller drop object, and then our that's a game controller. We then need to tell the game controller that what object have we dropped. So instead of that, do we actually even need this? So our child is the pickup root object, get child 0. Oh yeah, we need to drop that off, okay. And we need to know what the current carrying index is, don't we? So we have that somewhere. Carrying, there you go. So child count is that. So there we go. So the game state current collectible is that. Okay. So inside our drop object, this is our game state here. We need to then figure out which one has been dropped off. So we know that the placed part is going to get added to there, and the current collectible is going to get added to there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to find the current state. So I'm going to advocate for something else here, which is I'm going to go back to our game controller and I'm going to add not in there. I'm going to add serialized field. Oh no, I don't want to serialize the field. I want it's just going to be a public property. So I want to say public hoist car. And then find object, first object by type, hoist car. I don't want it to find anything else. I just want it to find the hoist car. We don't know where it is, but we're going to use it here. So then I'm going to say game controller instance hoist car accept part collectible. So it's going to pick up the collectible part, and that should be it. So let's go pick up a part and test it out. So right now, if we go into our hoist room, we don't have a part there. So let's go get the... Oh yeah, we need to fix that as well. That's right. Let's go pick up this part here, which I think is the front door. Here we go. So we've added the front door. And then let's go and add the window at the front. There we go. And I'll add the window at the front. Here we go. I've added the window at the front. And it's all doing the proper color clash and everything. Look at that. It's all beautiful. And it's refilling it back in as blue as well. Fantastic. Okay. Right. Okay. And then let's not show that car if we're in the warehouse. So if we go to our level builder, the voice went all shaky there. So we do our describe room, blah 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 blah. If in warehouse, do this, and then we're going to say hoist car instance. If hoist car instance dot set game object set active not in warehouse. So if we're not in the warehouse, we don't want it to be shown. So let's go in here. Well, that didn't look like it worked, did it? So every time we change the thing, we go to describe. So if we go to our change room, is it change room? Change room. We hit describe room. We go down to there, and then we check to see if we have the hoist car instance, and if we do, we want to set it to be active, to be in the warehouse. So that's that there as well. Hold on. Let's bring that down to here. So hoist car instance. So is hoist car instance not being set to something? Is that the reason? No, it is. What is stopping it there? So that's inside create collectibles, which is only called when we start the game, or when we start the level, I should say, when we start the scene. Nope, still there. So if we go to here and where have we got hoist car? Hoist room route. No. Hoist drop off. What the heck is in this scene? Car 1 clone. Where is this coming from? Car 1 clone. Well, okay, let's set a breakpoint here. So this should be negative if it's in the warehouse. So are we in the warehouse? Yep, we're in the warehouse. And we don't have an instance. There we go. But we do later on. That's why. Okay. So we do have one here. Aha. Okay. So let's keep that in there, because that will be important when we come back to describe the room. But inside our create collectibles, we also want to do this as well, and that will prevent that from happening. Come on, here we go. Okay, so now we go back in. It will then create the collectibles, check to see if it's valid, and then it'll hide it. And there you go, it's hiding it. So we go into here, we see the car, go back into here, we do not see the car. Alright, that's good. Alright, next thing to tick off the list. So the next thing is the win condition for the game. Or the win condition for the levels. The win condition is you place all the parts there, and then everything disappears apart from this. And then this descends onto the floor, and then the car drives off like that. So that's what we're going to do next. Actually the first step is the win condition. And I think the win condition is fairly straightforward. So if I go to game controller, and I can check to see where are we. So we have a game state there, and let's have another game state here. So let's do add new item. And then this is going to be what we're going to call this game state. I don't want to call it state, or what do I want to call it? Yeah, I mean it is game state. And this is public enum game state. Normal gameplay, animating, drop, car, drive, off. So that's the states of play there. And then what do we have here? We want to go to, what do we want to do? We want to go into our global game state, and we want to say public game state state equals normal gameplay. So we're currently doing normal gameplay, and then we want to say public pool all parts collected. Place parts dot count is equal to 5. So if we've picked up 5 parts, I think all the games, all the pieces are in 5 parts. Let's have a look. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 parts. Okay, so each one has got 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, everything's got 6 parts. Okay, so count is equal to 6. And then we probably want to signal that that's happened. So let's go to our game controller and then check the game state on update. So we get awake, start, and then update. If game state equals game state dot, oh yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Ugh. Yeah, that's probably why we shouldn't have called it game state. Oh dear. Is it too late to change that to state? I don't think it is. Let me just add that just now, and then let's change that to state, and then we will rename that all over the place. And now that we've done that, we can get rid of this global, which is which is a technical term. So I want to say if the state is normal gameplay, then we want to check to see if game state all parts collected equals game state dot drop car. And then what we'll do is we'll do drop car and let's do private void drop car, and then we'll change the state to drop car there, and then we'll do things. Do drop the car. So the way that we're going to do it is I'm going to cheat. Remember, video games, it's all about smoke and mirrors and what feels right. It doesn't have to necessarily be correct, but it has to feel right. And the way that I'm going to cheat is I am going to use a prefab. And the prefab is, let's go back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks there, and I think it decreases by, yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to create a prefab. So create empty, and this is going to be our car drop, and put that 0, 0, 0. And then for this one, I'm going to add the car to it. So how am I going to do this? Project. No, let me do mobs, no, scenes, prefabs, there we go, cars, car 1. Right, so I just want to drop this in just now, just so that we've got an idea of where it's going to get placed. So that is our car. And then we also want to have blocks in there as well. So we want to have, where's our blocks? Our blocks are here, aren't they? 8 by 8 blocks. Here we go. Okay. So I want to do car drop there. So let's do our create empty blocks, and drag this out into here and duplicate it 8. No, how many times is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 8 times. It has to be 8 times because that's 8, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's one either side. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay. And then this one's 0, and that one's going to be 8. And you can see where this is going. 16. I think again there's an easy way to do this. And I can't remember off the top of my head because I always have to look it up. 40, 48, 56, 64, and 72. Okay, and the car is actually needs to be offset as well. So the car has to be offset by 8 pixels. So I'm going to create another one. So create empty, and then I'm going to call this car spawn point. I'll drag this up to here, and I will drag that to there, and then I'll add that 8 along there, which is right, and then I'll move the blocks down to here. Yes, 32 seems about right. And then when we spawn the points here, we're gonna have to add another method here that then says public void show all parts, and for each part and parts, part.set active, and it's going to be true. Show all parts. Okay. And then obviously we're going to have to hide the instance and do a whole bunch of stuff, but that's fine. That's a matter of seconds. But the other thing we need to do is we need to basically clear everything behind it. So what I also need to do is I need to create a let's have everything behind sprite render. Actually, after the sprite renderer in front of everything. Let me just try this anyway. So sprite renderer color is gonna, let's make it red just now, and then the sprite is gonna be a square sprite, which is our I mean an 8x8 block should do it. Although it doesn't seem to be. Oh, these are not full. I need something that's full. No, these are all rounded rectangles. I need a square thing, so I'm going to create one quickly. So I'm just going to make a quick one. So it's going to be hold on. 3 times the size of this, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 12 times 8. What the heck is 12 times 8? So that's 96. So 96 tall, 64 wide. Okay. So 64 wide and 96 tall. Okay. And I will export that as a PNG. And I will export that to repos, projects, Automania, assets, art, hide block. And then go to art. Where's my hide block? Hide block 1, and it is a single. Tight's fine. Single. Blah 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 blah. Point. Apply. Okay. And car spawn point is that. Car drop. Okay. Hide block is that. Okay. And oh yeah, okay, hide block. Let's make that top left, apply. So that's hiding out there, and of course it's not 96. It's not 64 wide. It is. What do we have there? 70 to 80 wide. It's 80 wide. Okay, so let's do image, canvas size, 80. Okay, and we'll just color everything in there, and export PNG, hide block. Yep. All right, and we put it back there, and that's fine. And then I've got to make it that way. Oh, damn it. Okay, so copy component, create empty, blocker, and paste component as new, and then remove component. Okay, and then our blocker is going to be negative. It's going to be whatever it is here. Oops. It's going to be 64. 64. Which makes sense. So the blocker is going to go and basically delete everything behind it, which means that our blocker, let's bring that to 5. So it's showing behind everything. Which means our car then has to be behind everything. So let's add that to blocker. No, hold on there. What am I doing here? Okay, blocks is fine. Blocker's there. Okay. Is that 5? Car spawn point, car is because everything's behind it, I think. So if I change the initial order of that to 6, okay, right. So I need to do the same thing for all of these as well then. So let's make that 6. So that's fine. Oh, except that's not going to work inside. I need to do that inside the car itself, which is okay. I can. That's an easy fix. So anyway, so this is going to drop down when we move into the end game. So where are we? Right, let's get rid of car just now because we don't need it. But we do need a car drop component. So let's create a script. So let's call this I guess it's a movable object. So let's call it a movable object. So we'll call this car drop. Sure, car drop. Works for me. Public void init. And then init is going to take in the prefab. So game object hoist car prefab, and then we're going to say instance. We need to do serialized field. Transform car spawn point, and then we're going to say private hoist car instance. Hoist car instance equals instantiate prefab, and then the transform will be car spawn point, and we then need to do hoist car all parts. So we show all the parts there. What else do we need to do for this? Show all the parts. Right, now we've got that in the position, we can turn that to be black because we want it to hide everything. So what this is going to do is it's going to hide the, as we drop down, so if I show this again, as we drop down the central part here, so Wally's going to jump in there. Right, so everything disappears. So that's a thing that we need to do. So everything disappears. We then hide the ladders. And then everything gets colored the same as the car, but you notice that everything gets deleted behind it every time we move down there. So that's the kind of trick part to it, is that all of this is going to be blue, and so we need to do that as well. And we also need to drop that down the screen. Okay. Okay, so that's car drop, prefabs, car conveyor. Let's do car drop here, delete, and delete. And I'm going to find out where car drop should go now. So if we run the game, and then go into here, and I go back into the scene and go over here, and then I just add car drop into the scene. And I can just position it roughly over here. So that is 88, and that's going to be minus 96. So now we know exactly where it's going to go. Now, it is too big for that. It can't be that tall. It's too, that part's too big there. So it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's got to be 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think it's going to be 7 high, which I'm going to have to take off here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's too many, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to take off 5. So we need to take off 40 off of there. So that means that the height is now 56. So image canvas size, and we'll make that 56. Okay, and proceed. That's good. And we will export, quick export as PNG, and that there, and then that brings it to there, so which means you need to then bring this down. So if we go to car drop, our blocker is going to be here, which is going to be 24, I guess. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so does that mean that we need to then take that size into consideration? So let's go back into here, go to our scene, and let's drag in car block thingy. Alright, that's perfect. That's exactly where it should be. And then when it drops down, if I drop it down like that, you can see that it covers everything anyway. So we don't even need to cover, we don't even need to worry about anything else. It's just going to cover it there. So that's going to be really neat when it does that. Okay, so this is at that's 88. and that's minus 96. So we know the spawn point's there. Let me just take a wee note of that. So that is 88 minus 96. All right. Okay. So our game controller. Where's our game controller? Game controller. It needs to have serialized field, private card drop, prefab, header prefabs, private card drop instance is that, and then we don't need to worry about that until after. So we need to the level. Everything happens and it's all split, isn't it, between there? So the level builder, oh, we've got access to the level builder. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so level builder, when we drop the car, what we can do is we can say level builder dot drop car. Actually, it's going to be prepare car drop. Let's call it prepare car drop. And then inside our level builder, what we'll have is public car drop, and then we need to remove all the ladders. So we have ladders in here, and I think they're actually you get rid of them as well. Complete cumulus ladders. There we go. Okay, and we get rid of the enemies as well. So let's do that. Where the heck did I put it? Prepare. Okay, here we go. So we need the char blocks. We need. Let's keep the conveyors. We need to get rid of the enemies, get rid of the ladders, and then we also need to paint the hoist area the same color as the car, and then we need to get rid of Wally as well, so we need to get rid of him. So how do we do that? That's in describe room, isn't it? If Wally instance destroy Wally. Okay, there we go. So we need to get rid of him. We get rid of enemies, don't we? Yeah, we do get rid of enemies. Okay, and we want to do that, and then we want to paste the hoist area, so that painting is going to be the exact same as this one here, but the difference is it's going to be much further down. So it's the same start position, but instead of 4, it's gonna be, let's go back to here, it's gonna be so that's 4 there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's gonna be 11. 11 lines. Okay, so prepare car drop. Drop the car. Initiate car drop. Right. So all of this is going to get deleted as well. So we also need to get rid of these actions as well. So these are all. Let's do unregister. So let's do public private void unregister Wally. Move player dot remove listener, remove all listeners. Jump player, remove all listeners. And because we don't want the player to move either, so that's the first thing that we do is we get rid of everything that Wally can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the level. I'm going to pick up all the pieces and then I'll come back here, or at least I'll start the recording again once I've collected all the pieces bar one, and we'll see what happens when that occurs. Okay, it all comes down to this. Let's see if I can pick up this piece here, which is the rear wheel. Alright, so we got the rear wheel. And we're going down here. And then we bring it up here. So what should happen is it turns everything blue, and the ladders disappear, Wally disappears, the enemies disappear. Okay, that's good. Although I've noticed that it's still filling in the wrong values there. And I've also noticed as well that these two blocks are here. I have a way to get rid of them, but to be honest, I'm not particularly bothered about having them there or not, so I'm just going to leave them. However, it did get rid of the hoist, I noticed. So that's a problem. We need to not get rid of the hoist. Is hoist part of the enemies? Oh, the hoist isn't even there. That's why. Haha. Why is the hoist not there? Alright, let's fix that. I'm gonna. Why is the hoist not there? Do we hit? I think I have that as a prefab, don't I? Hoist, there it is there. Oh, but all the things have all mucked around because the. Okay, let me go fix that, and I will see you guys in a sec. Right, now that hoist is fixed, we can add it to the game. So if we go to our level builder, do we have hoist? I don't even know if we have hoist here. This is the prefabs. Hoist drop off prefab. And then let's call this serialize field. Object. Hoist. Pistons. Hoist pistons. And I'll do that inside our create room. Where's our create room? Oh, that's in there, isn't it? Yeah, we need to create an instance of it. So we'll go up to here and private game object instance, and describing room is that. Okay, and let's do instance equals instantiate hoist pistons, and then it's going to be new vector 2, let's make it 3 just in case it shouts at me, 96 minus 136, quaternion identity. Okay. And then describe room, we will do the same thing that we did down here, which is if that game object set active, not in warehouse. And hopefully that will bring the hoist pistons. I mean, I guess it's hydraulics, but still, they're pistons. No, didn't like it because value is null. Let's go back into here. So our game controller, and then we have our prefabs. So we need our hoist pistons here. There we go. And they're not there, and they are there, but they are not yellow. They should be yellow, but they are not yellow. Pretty sure they should be yellow. Yeah, they should be yellow. I'll mark them as yellow. That might be a tiled problem. Let me bring up tiled. Okay, so let's make this. This is the hoist here. So hoist is already there as a background object. Don't even use that. Never mind. So I grab that, and then I will go to not objects, layers. That's the one. So the hoist room, I want to go to ink, and I want to paint this a nice yellow color, because that is the color of the hoist. And I'll save that, and then I will export, and that will create a new version of the level, and then when we run it, it will be yellow, just like that. It'll be yellow. Perfect. So now we have our win conditions. The next thing to do is get that animated, and we'll do that now. Alright, so we want to do the level builder, and then we do our game controllers here, and then we want to instantiate. Okay, so we want to fill it with color. That's our level builder. So 8. So it's 8 down from the perspective of the playing field, but it's not 8 down from us. So that's prepare. So it's not 8. Oh no, it is 8. But why? We're adding y to that. Yeah, that's right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an editor script as well. So I'm going to create an editor folder, and I will add new item, and I'm going to call this game controller editor .cs public class game controller editor, and it is an editor, and I'm going to tell it it is a custom editor type of reload, save, type of game controller, on inspector GUI, do that, and then we want to say if GUI layout button end the level. Do something, which I haven't decided yet, but we need to do something. Mainly because picking up things and just so we can test the actual animation is going to grow old real quick. So I'm just going to add that debug information. So if I go back into here, actually let me stop that because it keeps doing maximized, play focused. So we go into here and then I select game controller while it's running. I should get a wee button down here called end the level, and end the level will let me debug ending the level. So I can go into here and end the level, and the way that's going to do that is I'm going to say var controller equals that controller dot and then I'll do end level, and then in a game controller end level is going to be the exact same thing as finishing the level. So drop car, if it's normal play, drop the car. So yeah, so I'm going to do public end level drop car. So right now that's all it's going to do. I don't know if it's going to do anything more, but that's what it needs to do there. And then prepare drop car and then drop the car. So then we need to do start coroutine drop the car. Enumerator car. Do we have a hoist, don't we? Car drop prefab. We're not using it though. Okay. So car drop prefab. I'm gonna do car drop instance equals instantiate car drop prefab new vector 3, and then it's at 88 96 quaternion identity. That's that there. Car drop instance dot set active game object set active false. So we don't want it to be active. But when we start dropping the car, yes we do. So add that to collections, and then we can say set active game object and active true. Var start equals car drop instance dot transform dot position. Var target equals car drop instance. New vector 3, and then it is 88 negative 152. And then we're going to do for int I equals 0. What am I doing here? Float time equals 0 while time is less than 1. Time plus equals time dot delta time. Time dot delta time. And then we're going to do position is new vector vector 3 lerp start target delta time. It's going to be time. And then we want to make that a whole number because we want to. It's got to be per pixel. So I'm going to do var new pos equals new vector 3 int pos.x int pos.y, and I don't care about z, and then I'm going to say car drop instance dot transform dot position equals in pos, yield return null, and I will move that up to here as well. And then we really want to make that kind of let's make it 2 seconds. Yeah, two seconds sounds good. And what else do we need to do? Drop the car, instantiate the car drop. Okay, that's us. Yeah, okay, let's give this a spin, see what happens. So my hope is everything goes cyan and the car drops. And then we'll figure out about the car driving away in just a sec. So we go into oh, I want to instantiate is not alright. Okay, yeah, that's a good point actually. So I need to create that over here. So I go over to here, car drop prefab. So I have my car drop prefab here, and it won't let me set it for some reason. Car drop prefab, because car drop doesn't have car drop on it. So if I go to here and add component car drop, the car drop spawn point I want is there. So I need to set that car drop spawn point. So car drop init, I need to call init, that's right. Okay, so inside here, where are we? Prefab instance. This is inside the awake, isn't it? Car drop instance dot init car drop instance. Oh, that's right. It's the right. Okay. So I need to know the car drop instance. So I need to make a copy of it. So that's going to be level builder hoist. Oh, hoist car. So I need to make a property for that. Okay. So car drop instance needs to know what hoist car I've got. In order to do that, I need to go back into my level editor, level builder thing, and then it's not the car hoist instance, it's the prefab I need. So I need the hoist do I even have that? Hoist drop off instance. Hoist car instance, there we go. Where's the copy of that used? Oh, right, okay. It's the prefab, okay. So I need to get it through here. So I need to do public hoist car, and then that's going to be collectibles list 0. Well, it's going to be current level car prefab, and that should fix that error there. And probably shouldn't have that on awake then. Yeah, let's not have that on awake. Let's change that to start. Yeah. just because it's got to be later down the chain. You know, the Unity, await comes first, then start on all the objects. So I wanted to not see, still not there. Oh right, okay, hold on. Maybe the other problem is that's the root. Game controller. Where are we? Car drop prefab. Oh right, okay. Car drop prefab. That's why. Car drop prefab. There we go. Right. Then we go into this one here. We see everything there, and then we can end the level by clicking on this, and it does end the level. Doesn't quite show where I want things to be, and I'm not entirely sure. No, the full car was there. It's just that this was behind it. So that's right, I needed to change that, didn't I? So I need to go to the car 1 prefab, this one here, and then I need to change all of this to 6. Each one of these has got to be in front of the blocker. So it's got to be in front of the blocker, and then there's an issue with let me see where those, I need to figure out where those are getting painted as well. So let me stop that just now. And then go into our code, and then for the level builder, with the prepare car drop, and then this one here does this, and then the paper color, let's set this to be 6 so that we can see where things are. This is very similar to the debug that we did earlier on. In fact, it's in the exact same area as well. Right, so go into here, and then our game controller, and then end the level. Oh dear. That didn't show half the car. Why is that not? So car drop clone, car spawn point. Oh. What is... So that's the car clone. Oh, some of this isn't being shown behind. Hold on. Oh, the initial one. Oh, I see. Right, okay. Let's fix that. So cars. And then we go to the initial one, and then that's also got to be 6 as well, and then that'll fix that problem there. The blue color, the cyan, is not being shown correctly though. So if we go to here, end the level. So we need to get rid of the car as well on the hoist, and you can see that that isn't starting in the right place. Why is that not starting in the right place? 8 times that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't even make sense. 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus y. So 8 rows down. So if I make that 12 rows down. I've got a null reference there as well. Oh, it's going up through it. 8. Let's do it as 2. Why did I make this so difficult? I don't. Why did I make this so difficult? It feels like the screen's going in one direction, the attributes are going in another direction, and then they're not meeting where they should be meeting. Alright, end the level. Okay, so we get 2 there. Okay. I get 2 there. So that's going backwards, isn't it? So what if we start at 0? Does that mean it's going to go backwards? Like, it feels like it's going backwards up the screen. You know what I mean? This is the game that I've written, and I'm not understanding how this is working. My head is not entering my head just now. Yeah, it is. It's going backwards. So it's starting from 0 down there, which I don't want it to do. I want it to start at 1. So I want it to start at 1, and I want it to go back up. Oh my god! Okay. So I want it to start at 1, and then I want it to go back up 8. I guess 12, actually. 12 levels back up. That makes sense. And then I want it to be, yeah, cyan. Okay. Well, at least we figured that out. So it starts off at 0 at the bottom of the screen. That's the coordinate system for the attributes, which, okay. And then let's do that there. Okay, so that's doing that, which is fine, but it also has to include the outer part of that. Right, okay. So instead of 12, it's going to be 11, and instead of 8, it's going to be 10. Right. And then the other thing is I need to get rid of the car instance as well. So inside the level builder, we've got that there. We also have the car instance. Where's the car instance getting set? Car drop off instance. That's the hoist car. Okay. So hoist car instance, and then we'll set that to be nothing. So we'll do there we go. Actually, we should probably do that inside here as well. So we've got if destroy that. Oops. So we do that there, and then we'll do prepare car drop, blah 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 blah, and we'll get rid of the hoist car instance, and then we'll set this palette to 0, and that should be the end game. That should be the end game. So the next thing to do is move on to the next level, which of course we don't have, but that's okay. We can just get it to reload the current level for now. Right, so we go into here, do that there. Let's grab the game controller and then end the level. Okay, and then we need to drive off as well, obviously. So we've got that there. Where's our game end, game controller end, drop car, blah 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 blah. And then we're going to say car drop transform dot position equals target. And then car drop instance is car drop. We then want to get the car spawn point, so we want to say public car spawn point. It's not tracked. Why is it saying that? Okay. So then we want to say time equals 0. 1f. We want to drive off. So I want to say var start equals car of instance transform position, and then target equals and then it's going to be new and then negative 64 car drop instance dot transform dot position dot y. Okay, and then the same thing again. Takes 2 seconds to drive off. So we'll do that there. And then car drop instance. Do I need car drop? Car spawn point. Oh no, I do. I need the car. I'm doing the wrong one. So car drop instance is the car drop, and then var target object equals dot car. Target transform. Target transform is that. So transform blah 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 blah. Transform blah 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 blah. Transform position. Da, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then at the end we want to do that there. And now we have our 2 animations. So we have the whole thing drops down and then the car disappears off to the left hand side to minus 64, which is off screen. Right. Alright, we're getting there. I think I'm going to end the video after this one, but we're getting there. So, or end the current video after this one. So, alright, let's do this. End the level. So it ends the level there, drops that, and then drives away. Awesome. Okay. And I think what also we need to do is we need to also mark all of those as cyan as well. So go into here. So we're going to duplicate some of this stuff, but that's okay. We want to make all of these cyan as well. So it's got to go from so the start position, and then it's going to be from 1, and then we want to go the full, make it 31. Actually, yeah, let's make it 24. Make it 24 into let's make it 31 into there, and then we want to do from 0 to 12. Yeah, that's right, just that. And then we want to set those there so that when we take off, when the car takes off and goes to the left, it's always going to be always blue, to quote Silicon Valley. And now we've got to the point where we can end a level. So we're doing that there. Boom. And dries off. Way too much there from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it needs to be 7. So 7, less than 7. For that. No, don't want to go too high. And then let's try that out again. Alright, we'll go back into here, and then we'll click on end level. Perfect. Alright, and then the next level will then start, obviously. Alright, I think that's a great place to stop. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you wouldn't mind, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. That would be fantastic. Let me know what other remakes you want me to tackle in future. And if you want timely reminders when I put a new video up, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put another video up. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye. I just realized I made a mistake. Don't have this inside the describe room part there. We need the hoist car instance. So just keep that in there. See you next time. Bye.